I'm gonna play something, another track from His Majesty's request, a Wink O'Bannon pick. And we'll talk to Tara Key of Antietam. So stick around, please. There's more to come. This is Trivial Thursdays on WRFL.
WRFL invites you to swing into Generations of Jazz, Sunday nights from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Don't get caught up in the elevator music. Bebop all the way to the left for a jazz journey. Tune in Sunday nights, 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. for your free jazz on 88.1 WRFL all the way to the left.
And when I see the sign that points one way, the light we used to pass by every day, just walk away, Renee. You won't see me follow you back home. The empty sidewalks on my block are not the same. You're not to blame. From deep inside the tears I'm forced to cry. From deep inside the pain that I chose to hide. Just walk away, Renee. You won't see me follow you back home. Now as the rain beats down on my weary eyes, for me it cries. Just walk away, Renee. You won't see me follow you back home. Now as the rain beats down upon my weary eyes, for me it cries. Your name and mine inside a heart upon a wall still find a way to haunt me, though they're so small. Just walk away, Renee. You won't see me follow you back home. The empty sidewalks on my block are not the same. You're not to blame.
That is Walk Away Renee.
Lovely.
Performed. There we go. Woo! Walk Away Renee, they're from the new Antietam record, which is called His Majesty's Request. We're joined by Tara Key, who is here. I think maybe she's in New York. Hi, Tara. So might want to give us flip on your mic there for us. And so happy.
There you go.
There you are. Hi, Tara Key.
Hi.
Nice to see you.
Nice to see you guys too. I am in New York.
You're in New York, yeah.
Yeah.
Now you've got Tara. You're a. I gotta say that you're one of the. I'm making this up. The spirit animals of WRFL. In a lot of ways, WRFL was inspired and influenced by, you know, some of the work that you've done and just the indie rock scene of Louisville, Antietam, Babylon Dance Band, as well as just the incredible cast of characters that there are in the Louisville music scene. So I'm just thrilled to have you here to visit with you.
Oh man, those are such kind words. We have something special and have something special going on there. And that includes Lexington too, because when we made our first bands in Louisville, we came down to Hallelujah's I looked it up, and it was August 10th, 1979.
I
And we were the
love.
first punk band to play Y'allstown. And
Oh my God.
and like what the great thing was traveling down to Lexington, you guys just had wonderful bands and just rabid fans, and the support of your community was really important to us, and you guys like fed your own too and had such a strong and wonderful scene. So that's pretty amazing to have those two pillars so close together in the middle of Kentucky. Yeah.
Now,
So
I know you've
yeah.
seen this way too many times, but I just want to throw it up for our Facebook fans here. The cover of the Village Voice. This is 1978, maybe.
It's 1980. It's
80,
interesting. We always said that we were happy that it came out. I think it was the week of December 3rd through 9th, because we definitely would have been knocked off the cover of The Voice if it had been a week later, because that's when John Lennon was assassinated. So
Right.
just fortunate for us. But yeah, Tom Carson wrote this article about us, came to visit Louisville to check out the scene. He was based in New York, and he wrote for The Voice, and he knew Chip. They had gone to school together, so he came down and hung out for a couple weeks, and he was able to see all the primary bands of the time and pick up on the spirit of the scene and stuff. And that was a pretty life-changing thing for us, because it basically was our ticket to be able to start to play in New York and kind of broaden our horizons. So pretty seminal piece of paper there. Yeah.
Absolutely, and I love that, the if I can read from the cover of that issue of the Village Voice, the most vital, energetic, and lively American rock and roll is coming from outside New York. But even that's the wrong way of putting it. The scores of local new wave scenes that have sprung up across the country in the last 3 years are creating plenty of energy, vitality, and life right where they are.
Yeah,
And
that's the thing is that I think about a lot. I mean, it just must be really different to be making a band now. Um, we both the folks in Lexington and the folks in Louisville. I mean, it wasn't like we were backwoodsmen ignorant of what was going on. I mean, some of us had actually traveled to New York, been to CB's, been to Max's. We if we didn't have a record store in town that was dedicated to bringing those sounds in without being paid to do so, they would order them for us. And we read Cream magazine, we read Rock Scene, so it was like more of a generational thing than just in that we were all in the founding group too young to have been hippies, but old enough to pick up on the energy of something's going on. So this was our something's going on, And so we made bands then, not exactly in a vacuum, but I think that our isolation to some degree was a good thing, because the sounds that came from both of our scenes, from other suburban and regional scenes, were really unique. Not to say you can't make unique sounds now, but it's just a little bit different when you have constant input. You can hear every single song recorded practically on Spotify. You can seek it out. I mean, I'm guilty of consulting Spotify to relearn songs for my upcoming show next month. So
yeah,
there's value, and I don't dismiss that. I'm just saying it was a little bit of a different time. And I think that what we did in Louisville was unique, and that strain of kind of, it's something in the water, because that strain has continued through decades and decades and decades of reinvention of our scene, and continues to this day. So
indeed. And as we're talking about Louisville, let's talk about Wink. Let's talk about Wink O'Bannon. I wasn't personally acquainted with Wink, but so does his legacy go back to like the days of Babylon Dance Band? Does it come later? What's your relationship? What was your relationship like with Wink?
No, so he was there from the get-go. I mean, it's funny. There was a show in Louisville in April of 1978, and Patti Smith played there. And I swear probably everybody who was in a band 8 weeks later was at that show. And lots of us didn't know each other. And that scene came together pretty quickly. My band, No Fun, was the first band to form. We were Louisville School of Art painters. But it was like, that could have been any of us. There are a lot of people that were primed for takeoff, Wink was one of them. His first band with his brother Michael, the Blinders, formed within the first 8 weeks. It was like us, the Eye Holes, who later members forged with members of No Fun to make Circle X in New York, and then the End Tables and the Blinders, and that was like the crew of the first 4 bands. So Wink was there from the get-go, prime architect of everything, and I mean, we're of an age. It's like the fact that some of us are leaving isn't surprising in some sense, but it's something that I haven't really figured out a strategy for yet. And in making this record, when Wink left us in June of 2020, even though we started the record before he passed, which is part of the story, but the point is, I did take that meal and put it in the mill and make something positive of it. I think that just like remembering people's contributions, keeping them alive that way, is the way I've kind of figured out temporarily to strategize to deal with this loss that's gonna keep happening.
Yeah, absolutely. Tara Key is here with us. She's here from New York, and with joining us.
I actually have to say, I'm getting a text message from Chip saying I left the dance band out of the original bands, which is comical. Yes, dance.
Wait,
band.
what now? What did?
No, I left the dance. I just gave you the first bands in Louisville, and I left the dance band out. Which is comical and kind of like really horrible, because it's just like, I joined the dance band that fall, so whatever. Dance band.
Well, make sure to tell Chip that I said hi, because I did an oral history thing with him a few years ago, and we had a really wonderful talk.
He seems to be listening, so you can say so yourself.
Absolutely. Let's see. So, what was I gonna? I wanted to. So we've got this. I've played numerous tracks from this record, and I want to make sure we get to play a few more. As long as you mentioned No Fun, is that the project that involves Carter Suter?
No, No Fun was the original punk band in Louisville with me, Drew Switzup, Tony Pinotti.
Okay.
We made the band first and like actually around Derby of 1978, and so Carter. Okay. Yeah, Carter appears on the record doing English Civil War, which was one of Wink's selections. And I thought, when I saw that on the list, I thought of Carter immediately to do it, because I knew he'd be perfect on vocals and guitar to be the person doing that song. Also, I also asked Carter in terms of dealing with grief, because Carter didn't really know Wink very well, if at all. But I wanted to ask him, because he had just lost Tony Briggs, and you guys had just lost Tony Briggs.
Yes.
And yes. I thought a lot and grieved for Carter having lost that decades-long partnership with somebody. So when you connect making music, it's just a different kind of connection. And, I felt that with Wink, and I feel that with everybody on this record. And so I thought of Carter immediately, because I wanted to give him possibly a way to work through a little bit of what he was feeling.
Let's play that. Should we play English Civil War?
Please
now,
do.
I'm not familiar. So this is, where is this song? What's the origins of this song?
Well, this is a Clash song.
Oh, okay. Nah, I should know that.
Yeah. He was perfect for it.
Yeah. Let's so this is I guess we could call it Antietam featuring Carter Suter. Is that how you guys are doing this?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he's playing some of the raucous guitars on it, and he's singing, but it's our band backing him up.
Excellent. We're going to be back with Tara Key. We're going to hear another track from His Majesty's Request, a Wink O'Bannon select. And this is English Civil War, the Clash song featuring Lexington's own Carter Suter. Stick around. More to come. We will be right back.
When Johnny comes marching home again, hurrah, to love. He's coming by bus or underground, hurrah, to love. A woman's eye will shed a tear to see his face so beaten in fear. Was just around the corner in the English Civil War. Still at the stage, a clubs and fist, hurrah. When that well-known face got beaten to bits, hurrah!
goodness. The Clash's English Civil War there from interpreted by Antietam along with Carter Suter from Lexington. And we're here with Tara Key. That's from the album His Majesty's Request, a Wink O'Bannon pick. And this is a project that our guest Tara Key and people really piled on to this, Tara. Like you've got... I try to not facetiously use the word literally, but with this one I have been literally every great musician connected with Kentucky's on this record, and a lot of others. So how did you get so many people involved in this project?
I just asked, and everybody gave of their time willingly. Now, when we started the project, Wink had told me that he was ill during the winter of 2019. So I started asking people. I came up with this idea to ask Wink his 10 favorite songs of all time. And I was going to keep it a secret from him. I was going to ask people to do tracks. So I asked him one day this question. And if you know Wink, Wink was a historian, an archivist. He knew everything about rock, jazz, pop country. And he was a walking encyclopedia. And he was also slavishly devoted to every song he'd ever heard and loved. So the fact I was asking him to pick 10 sent him into a panic. There were text messages back and forth all day, like, how can I leave this out? How can I leave that out? I really set him off. And then by the end of the night, he delivered a list of 50 songs. He said, that's it. It can't be any fewer than this. And if you ask me tomorrow, they might all be different. And so I took that list of 50 and I approached people that I had in mind, people from Louisville who knew and loved Wink. Folks like Yola Tango, they'd shared tours with 11th Dream Day when Wink was in the band. So they knew and loved Wink as well. Sue Garner was performed on stage with Wink up here and was a friend of his. And so others outside of the Louisville crew were still deeply affected by Wink when they met him because he was a character and he made an impression. And so everybody gave willingly of their time. It got complicated because I made these asks around January of 2020. Tim and I went to Mexico City, and like a week after we came back, all hell broke loose. And so all of a sudden we were trying to do this in different cities while everybody was totally freaking out. And so that kind of delayed the ramp up. We had been able to get together, Antietam had, and do basics for a few of the songs before everything happened. But, you know, we didn't practice we did about 3 sessions where we would run into our practice space, double masked. I was like kind of building songs at home for Josh to come in and put drums on. And we could only spend like 45 minutes together or something. And then we would like run back to our houses. And so there was a really stressful assembling of it all. And then everybody was kind of hunkered down all in different places, you know, LA, Chicago, Louisville, New York. And so getting it together proved to be difficult. So that's why it took a little bit of time. So then Wink just left us suddenly in June. And at that point, we were kind of like, man, so what do we do? I mean, the whole point was to help him and help him with some expenses and stuff. Do we even bother to finish? And everybody was like, hell yeah, we bother to finish. And Catherine Irwin and I talked, and we decided, like, okay, let's flip the script. You know, Wink taught so many people how to play in Louisville. We wanted to honor his memory by choosing a couple of charities in Louisville that use music to broaden youth's horizons, educate youth. And so that's how we arrived at the idea of making it a charity record and have donations be made in Wink's name, because I thought it was a fitting way to remember him. So we picked 2 charities, Amped and Girls Rock Louisville. And when you go to Bandcamp and you buy the record, and this is an important point to make, the only way that you get the record and you make your donation is to buy it at Bandcamp. I would encourage folks to make donations independent of the record to both charities. But if you just like go to the site and make a donation, you don't get the download. So you need to do that through Bandcamp. And also I would encourage people who will take advantage of streaming it on all the usual platforms to make a donation, you know, because that's kind of the point of the record. It was really lovely to get together with everybody and jam. But the reason we did it was to make these folks some money. So need to make that point.
Yeah. And we're huge fans of music related charities here, and anything that helps kids get their teeth and fingers and feet into music is great. It's a great thing. So
there's a lot of value in it. It's not like I think both organizations share the point of view that not everybody's going to be in a band. Not everybody's going to choose that way of expressing themselves or even think about it again. But the thing it does teach when you play music together is fellowship and responsibility to your bandmates. And that translates into responsibility in your day-to-day life. You learn how to be a better human through collaboration. And so that's a focus of both charities.
Fantastic. I love to hear that. And I'm glad that you guys are doing that. This is Tara Key of Antietam. We're talking about His Majesty's request, a Wink O'Bannon what do you call it?
A select.
Select. That's what it is.
That was Tim Harris's invention. Use the word in that fashion. A select.
And it's a great record. I've only just listened. Really, candidly, I've only just listened to it this morning mostly, and I just love every track I've heard. I am curious if you so Wink gave you 50 songs and you somehow got it down to, I don't know, it's like 16 or something, right?
It's 15, yeah. And one of the 15 is a song of his off his unfairly neglected solo album that he did in the 90s. So that's one song that Antietam just by ourselves did by him. The cool thing about that is, I'm just not going to let him go that easily. So I found a song on his voluminous website on YouTube, Hammer of the Dogs. Look it up, because there's footage of practically every Louisville band and his tutorials on all kinds of music. And it's a wonderful site. I found a song that he had posted that he had written sometime in the last 10 years. It was in the same key as 100. So at the end of 100, when I take a long solo, I flew Wink in underneath my soloing. And so we solo together one last time. And when you're listening to 100, the whole record ends with just 90 seconds of Wink playing by himself. And I still cry every time I hear it practically. But, Wink, every time I came to Louisville, I demanded Wink be on my stage. And it took convincing a couple of times, and because he wasn't playing live very much. And I won't get to do that again. So I was going to do it one more time.
Yeah. Tara Key here of Antietam. And so happy to get to visit with you. I want to get at least, I think we can get 2 more tracks in if we use one of them as the closer for the show. So after we say bye. So I think the next thing we might want to play is Vietnamese Baby. What do you think about that?
In essence, that's a Babylon Dance Band reunion. Let's call it Babylon Revisited, because Sean isn't playing drums on it. Josh of Antietam is. But Chip sings Vietnamese Baby by the New York Dolls, and it was perfect for him. The minute I saw it on the list, I sent it to Chip. And, it made me really want to get Chip back in the studio again and do some more tunes of our own, not covers. And I intend to make that a reality. So Chip, I know you're listening.
It's on the record, Chip. He is listening. So yeah, here we go. This is Vietnamese Baby, and this is from the new Antietam record called His Majesty's Request. We'll be back for a little bit more with Tara Key.
They've forgotten pretty little mind. With every apple queen, and I got to show you more busted glass than any girl ever seen. Since I've been blasting, I've been blowing up and bagging away. You gotta bag it away. You got, baby, such a fabulous day. But I've got a concert down to play. With a Vietnamese baby on your mind. Your pretty little mind. Your pretty little mind. When I'm getting home to you, I got to show you what I can do. But everything connects, and that ain't nowhere. No, 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 no. Oh, baby, no, nowhere. It just won't do, no, no. No, I'm talking about your overkill. I'm talking about your overkill. Gotta shout about your overkill. This is over. Now that it's over, do you think this is over? When the hell would it be over? Baby, what you gonna do?
Vietnamese Baby there, here on Trivial Thursdays on WRFL. A throwback to the Babylon Dance Band, a Babylon Dance Band song there, right?
That's right. Well, not a dance band song, although the Dolls were definitely a.
Oh, I'm
blues
sorry.
band.
That's right. Yeah, I got that. Sorry, I got that confused. That's
but
right.
yeah,
New York Doll song.
Yeah, for sure. So, yeah, BDB always considered Lexington our second home. So,
Oh, that's awful
shout
kind.
out to everybody who was there. Because it was really important to us.
Well, you mentioned Hallelujah, and that doesn't come up hardly ever, so I want to thank you for that. Most people have no idea what Hallelujah was, and so thank you for mentioning that and remembering that club. Tara Key, thank you so much for visiting with us.
Oh, man, thank you so much, Mick. It was a delight, and I hope you'll invite me back sometime.
You're invited back officially right now, so
right.
we'll get you on the calendar. We'll visit with Antietam's Tara Key again. And that's about it for Trivial Thursdays on WRFL. Check out Bandcamp to find the new Antietam record, which is a charity record for 2 Louisville music charities, and features some incredible collaborations between musicians that I really just love all of.
Let me just slip in the address. It's AntitamNYC.bandcamp.com.
Yeah, you do have the benefit of having a name that is largely not confusing with other band names, so that's good, because Bandcamp can be kind of weird with those searches.
Yeah.
So thank you again for listening to Trivial Thursdays on WRFL, to Tara Key of Antietam, to the Prohibition Graffiti Festival or Street Art Festival, and to Christina King of the Lexington Fayette County Health Department. We will catch you next time on WRFL Lexington, and I'm going to send you out with, we are going to play Hurdy Gurdy Man. This will be mostly for our listeners on Facebook Live, but closing this out with Hurdy Gurdy Man, also from the new Antietam record, the Donovan song. And again, thanks everybody for tuning in. Thank you, Tara.
Thank you.
We'll catch you next time. Bye, everybody. This is the Hurdy Gurdy Man from the new Antietam record, His Majesty's Request. And have a great day, everyone.
Thrown like a star from my vast sleep, I opened my eyes to take a peek. Too far